injured here. 2v2 Calderis Refinery blue team. It's Blauwhuid as a Lictor Alpha melee specialist that can infiltrate and disrupt great offense and a little bit of support too. Alongside, HomeIsForTheHeartless plays a Commando knob, infiltrating Commando with good offense. Lots of orky tricks, mainly involving blowing you up. Red team, PhatE is a Commissar Lord, fights melee, good offense and support, starts off with an energy shield, can also execute models to buff the squad. And rounding us off is Phantom Lands Techmarine, starts off range combat, does some nice damage, also good utility, can build structures and repair. Calderis Refinery then, natural for blue team over on the east side, natural for red team over on the west side. Lictor Alpha being sneaky and contested in mid. Lictor Alpha have infiltrated and he's gone after some guardsmen. Guardsmen really do not want to fight him at all. Special attack straight away, takes out a model. Here comes the Commissar Lord and then flesh hooks another. Guardsmen are there to die though. Here comes their sergeant. Takes them up to 9 models, allows them to reinforce 2 at a time, and Lictor Alpha infiltrates away again. So we're most likely going to see some catechins from PhatE at some point, so he can detect that Lictor Alpha. Center taken by scouts of Phantom. There's the stun bomb, and it stuns the scouts. Starting ability of the Commando, a very good one as well. Can he take out a model with that twin-link shooter of his? He's backing off. Tactical Marines turning on him. Commissar Lord pushing against the Tyranids. They do not have their toxin sacks yet, so can't control him with Krypton Poison. His shield up, as you can see, but now it's down. Spore mines on the field for Blauwhuid. Taken down though without taking a model. Scouts get away with half of their health. Here come double shooters for HomeIsForTheHeartless, and Sluggers moving in. Slugger's going to go and try and tie up something. Looks like they're going for their Tactical Marines, and they just about get into melee there. Lost a model, got forced off the tax and take down a Tactical Marine as well. Nicely done. Model Knob needs to be careful, getting very, very low. Does retreat in time. Now Sluggers and double shooters after the Techmarine. No wire used. And he's lucky to get away, the Techmarine. Sluggers only losing 2 models in that engagement. A very good engagement for HomeIsForTheHeartless. Commissar Lord pushed up and is decapping and now capping stuff. Has lost his natural, and Lictor Alpha is being annoying still. We do have some catechins though for PhatE. That was their grenade launcher. Very versatile infantry. Also act as a detector. They have power melee, a melee counter in their shotgun blast, disruptive grenade launcher, and a supportive smoke grenade as well. Can also plant explosives with their demolition man. Need to pay for him though. Gormagaunt's in retreat. Commissar Lord now chasing down Orks. These shooters have their big shooters, allows them to suppress with aiming. What's that? But the Commissar Lord is forced off. Took tons of damage there, but does get away. Lictor Alpha also in retreat. Here come more shooters also with the big shooter. More spore mines for Blauwhuid. Not very often you see a player get more than one of them. Usually they're used in first engagement and you never see them again, apart from being dropped by the Lictor Alpha. But he's producing another out of his HQ. Assault Marines on the field for Phantom Land. Jump troops that disrupt when they land with bolt pistols and chainswords. Might see them jump. The Termagants, very good counter to range squads, especially set up teams. And there is the jump, knocking down the Termagants. They do have toxin sacks though, and there is the cripple, reducing the speed of these Assault Marines very, very low. Sluggers moving in, doing a decent job on those Assault Marines who jump the shooters now. Spore mines are right there, but they will do friendly fire, and they did friendly fire to those shooters there, suppressing them. Assault squad are forced off though and do not lose a model, so a good job for them. Spore mines in amongst catechins. Also hitting their friendly Hormagaunts though, and again taking out a friendly Hormagaunt there. Chasing down the catechins. Cannot get another model though. 477, 429. It's tier 2 for HomeIsForTheHeartless. He lost the Shooter Boy squad. Blauwhuid getting some Warrior Brood on the field. PhatE going for spotters. Phantom Lands Techmarine with the Mastercrafted bolter. Very nice bolter. Gives you high powered shot, which does heavy damage to a single model and suppresses the unit. forced off by the Lictor Alpha. He's using feeder tendrils now. You just saw that green hexagon go up his body. There you see it again, signifying that he's being healed by the feeder tendrils. 2% of his health, I think, is returned for each hit. It's also a power melee weapon, so it's doing a lot of damage to these tactical marines. And takes out 2 models with it. Almost finishes the squad off. Commissar Lord has been crippled. Very, very nicely judged engagement by Blauwhuid, keeping his Lictor Alpha in the fight. Might lose him now though. Commissar Lord does a special attack as he retreats and misses. That is very, very lucky. Here come Catachans and double guards with no sentinel for PhatE. Has done reasonably well without it, and the Lictor Alpha does go down in retreat. Blauwhuid not pleased, it seems. Here are the spotters. Call in an off-map mortar shell and also call in an off-map smoke shell. In tier 2 they can get an upgrade which allows them to call in an incendiary shell, so they can do a lot of very, very annoying stuff. Warrior Brood have the Barb Strangler, really nice tier 1 weapon. Instant suppress and decent area of effect damage. There it is on those Catachans. You're going to see Assault Marines jump these warriors, I think, quite a lot to tie them up quickly, because their weapon is really dangerous. As you can see, it's another shot in. Even if you're being chased by a melee unit, you can still sometimes get range shots in if you can position yourself right. Down goes a model though. Warriors are synapse creatures, so they provide a basic synapse to non-synapse creatures such as these termagants and these hormagaunts. Some damage resistance and as such, but when they die they explode, knocking down and damaging non-synapse creatures that are close by. Termagants with their toxin sacks up, health buff, damage buff and crippling poison. There are some stick bombs in retreat buff. That was nasty by HomeIsForTheHeartless. And the Catachans all die from the flesh hook. That was crazy. It's because they share damage, so when he flesh hooked the leader of the squad, they all died. That was insane. Very, very nice stick bombs on retreat there, and that's a big blow for PhatE. 332, 429. It's a double cap now for red though. Manticore is on the way. Assault Marines already have their sergeant, gives them a model with a power sword, also gives them merciless strike, which will help greatly versus these sluggers. There is the Mastercrafted Bolter, high powered shot to suppress these sluggers. They have their Knob Leader, who's pretty nasty. They don't have their burners though, which give them a health buff and a couple of power melee weapons. The scouts do have shotguns too, also have their sergeant, and they have their elite training, gives them this infiltration, also buffs their health regen out of combat, I believe. Not sure about that though. 280, 429. There's a grenade. Sluggers have spotted them though, and burners are now up to 1282 hit points at level 1. Not bad. 276, 429. Manticore strike number 1 kills a couple of termagants, but that was it. And here is a capillary tower. The infestation global for Tyranids. Artillery spotters wiped. Ouch. PhatE losing both his Catachans and his spotters then. Hormagaunts doing a good job there. Now level 2 with adrenal glands. This tower knocks down units that it spawns on, but it will no longer do that in the next update. And in fact, in the current beta, Assault Marines jump in the sluggers. Are we going to see a merciless strike? Sluggers using their ability, Swamp them, reduces range damage by 50% and buffs their speed. Doesn't help them in melee though, of course. They are forced off with 2 models. Yes. Shooters also running away. Blauwhuid has a zone throw artillery unit for Tyranids. Doesn't need to set up and doesn't do friendly fire. 2 huge benefits to the zone throw. Doesn't quite have the damage or range of the other artillery units though, and it is very, very vulnerable. Also grants a synapse. There's a Manticore, very, very nasty one. Wow, Blauwhuid really not paying attention, completely loses a Termagant Brood, and warriors lose 2 models. Zone Throat with its warp field up. As I was saying, it grants a health regeneration synapse. Doesn't help you when you are hit by a Manticore strike though. 276, 339. It's a triple cap for blue. I suppose that evens up the 2 huge losses that PhatE had. has some stormtroopers now with assault kit. Gives them hotshot las guns, overcharged hotshot las guns, also known as hell guns. Gives them a fragmentation grenade as well. So they're putting out some serious DPS at range, and if anything gets close, they can throw a grenade to keep it away. Look at the damage to these termagants in cover. There's a Manticore strike. Blauwhuid again not retreating out of it and loses the squad. Capillary tower is put up here, providing buffs, but the Lictor Alpha goes down. The Zone Thrope just about gets away. 276, 287, a couple of awfully bad engagements of Blauwhuid, not paying attention to Manticore strikes at all. Warrior Brood have been reinforced. Triple cap for blue, gonna be a 2-to-1 at least. Phantom now has a dreadnought with the assault cannon loaded in. Very good single target anti-infantry damage. Gives it the awesome assault barrage ability as well, which you might see on these Orks here. Will also suppress infantry if it shoots long enough. Stick bombs dodged by the jump. No assault barrage from the dreadnought. Assault marines in the field there, in amongst sluggers though. No, sluggers doing a lot of damage. There is marked target, and there is the barrage. Signum armor buffing the range and damage of the Techmarine, also giving marked target a very nice armor upgrade. Only gives him 50 more health though, which is the downside. Techmarine levels to 4. That was a very, very bad engagement for HomeIsForTheHeartless. Ate that barrage nasty. 268, 238, 2-to-1 for red. In the ascendancy, you would think. Spore mines dropped. And they detonate on the guardsmen. These guys might need to run the hell away. They up to 12 models with their Commissar and their Sergeant, and they're not running away. There we go. Warriors have now upgraded 2 adrenal glands, providing melee synapse to those Hormagaunts, 60% health buff, and plus 10 melee skill. Hormagaunts and termagants also get plus 5% health per tier. 232, 238, triple cap for red. Here comes a Nob squad though for HomeIsForTheHeartless. Elite tier 3 infantry for Orks. Can go toe to toe with anything in the game if you have all their upgrades, but they are very, very expensive with their upgrades. Currently they only have Mina and Green, you can tell by the plus icon above the Nobs, granting them suppression, immunity and damage resistance, but it only lasts 7 seconds and has a 60-second cooldown. Also costs a hefty 75 war. Shotguns with the shotgun blasts from the scouts. 205, 235. PhatE goes tier 3, as does Blauwhuid, who is continuing to put huge amounts of pressure here despite the heavy losses, so he's doing quite well. Has capped the VP 205, 228. Here comes an assault cannon wielding dreadnought though. Lictor Alpha also has the deadly jump. He's level 5, so he's killed quite a lot of stuff. There's a Manticore strike. Doesn't hit the Nobs, but does hit the shooters and the stick bombers. Stick bombers retreat. Here comes the Nob squad. Gonna go after that dreadnought. They do heavy melee damage, so they will damage all targets. Frenzy has worn off though, so they're taking tons of damage now. Dreadnought, even with its assault cannon or multi-melter, can still smack stuff pretty good in melee. Assault squad in amongst the Commando Nob with his shotgun, the special shooter, and he goes down. 205, 190. Techmarine levels to 5. Everyone tier 3 now. Phantom the last to go. And PhatE can drop a rocket run. There's another barrage. Marked target on the Warrior Brood. They're now taking, I think it's 30% more damage, or perhaps 20%. Not sure. Boom. Lose a model. Oh my gosh, chasing down the Techmarine, almost taking him out. In fact, a couple more leaps than they would, but I don't think they're gonna. Gets away with 27 hit points, and Assault Squad, who have done very, very well. Level 3 now. Run away. They haven't done enough to deal with the Assault Squad, I don't think. Tank busters on the field for HomeIsForTheHeartless to try and deal with that Dreadnought. Carnifex on the way now for Blauwhuid. The Lictor Alpha has gone down though, and red team take their natural back, and they now have a triple cap. And look at this. Commissar Lord being incredibly annoying and capping this very natural wreck point. Here come The Nob squad getting their hammers now. They also have their Nob leader now fully upgraded. 161, 162. There's the triple for red. Can blue team push back? Carnifex is up. Needs to give it the venom cannon to quickly deal with the dreadnought, I think. We'll see. Doesn't have the resources to give it anything in a moment. 138, sorry, 162. Another Manticore for PhatE, and why not? They've done so well the first one. There's a triple cap, and this might be the game. They're going to get a 2-1, but is that going to be enough? They do have a Nob squad and a Carnifex and tank busters, so that dreadnought is going to be under huge amounts of pressure. Lictor Alpha's back on his feet. Still have that zone throw as well. There's the Manticore strike though. Is Blauwhuid going to spot this one? He does, just about. Decaps their natural Phantom camping mid. Has a sergeant on his tactical marines, and they have their flamer. 102, 162. Guardsman with all 12 models. No weapon upgrade though. Here comes the Carnifex. Do they have enough AV to deal with this thing? I'm not sure if they do. The only AV they have is the Dreadnought's melee attack basically, and the Manticores. Commissar Lord has the power sword and stubbornness, so no power fist for him. The Dreadnought's going to go down, I think. Here come tank busters. Carnifex is in melee and has the venom cannon. He wants to back up and start shooting it, I think. Tactical marines do now have a missile launcher. Nasty Manticore strike. Here comes a Nob squad with frenzy up. Down goes the Dreadnought, sorry. Carnifex now in trouble though, because there are missile launcher tactical marines shooting at it. Now it's going to tie them up in melee. Nob squad going to decap. No, they're going to bash stuff over the face. Going after the Techmarine. Tactical marines need to run away. Carnifex takes her model down in a sync kill. They're going to turn and try and finish it off. One more shot and it's going to go down. Swapping a Dreadnought for a Carnifex. Maybe they're chasing it. Need some help. Sluggers cannot help. They're in retreat. Carnifex now stopping. And that's going to seal its doom. Zone throw. Almost leveled. Needs to run away from the Commissar Lord though. Assault squad almost wiped. 11 hit points they get away to level 3. 102, 130. Blue team now have a 2-1. Messy engagement, but it's done the job. What is this? Phantom Land is calling something, and it is Terminators. Super heavy infantry with power fists and storm bolters. Can get a weapon upgrade, cannot retreat, and are pretty badass in general. Stormtroopers are still around. Lictor Alpha still being a huge nuisance. He's now level 6. Hormagaunts have done very well as well, I think. Level 4 Hormagaunts. 1460 hit points without melee synapse. Where is the melee synapse? It's back at base. Blauwhuid now getting a Lictor. 102, 105. Nob squad are standing. Here is the frenzy, and they retreat. That was a waste of frenzy, a huge waste. Ogrin's on the way for PhatE. 102, 97 is very close. Stormtroopers doing tons of damage to the Lictor. Tactical marines meanwhile are capping mid, and they cap fast. What was that? I just heard lots of bangs. 98, 97. PhatE not destroying this tower for some reason. There's the double for red. Lictor Alpha decapping under infiltration, but it doesn't stick to it. Red now have the double, and that might be it. Losing that Carnifex with this huge blow. The Nobs really haven't done much. Nice stick bomb usage. Lictor jumping in. This is the tier 3 Lictor for Tyranids. Starts off with a deadly leap-like jump and flesh hooks, but goes down there. Ouch. Nicely done with marked target and those storm bolters for the Terminators. They really do nasty DPS. 55, 97. PhatE has tons of resources. Now a Predator tank on the way for Phantom Land, and Kasrkins on the way for PhatE. 48, 97 should be in the bag for red team. They now have fully upgraded Ogrins on the field. Super heavy infantry, very good line breakers, good damage to all targets as well. Here's a Zoanthrope getting into all sorts of trouble. What is he up to? Gonna take a shot. Now it's gonna get rushed. Here come Orks though to support. This is their last hurrah. Nob squad really need to do something here. And they're all piling in onto the Ogrins. Ogrins using User Red, disrupting the entire block. That is awesome disruption. Now as a Manticore strike, Ogrins backing out. Boom, there it is. You see the momentum rings up the knobs. Frenzy, cancelling out the marked target there. They need to turn around and engage the tactical marines or something. Where are they going? There we go. Terminators though with their assault cannon scaring off the Nob squad. 1996. Blue team have a single. Warrior Brood trying to cap mid, but they're not going to be able to. It's still gonna lose a squad. Does get away in time. Now the zone threat needs to run the hell away. Bit of damage from that assault cannon. Terminator assault cannon also suppresses. Here are the Kasrkins, basically pumped up stormtroopers. Have lots of nice weapon options and lots of nice DPS, and there is the concede from blue team. A nice game, back and forth, not the highest level play. Blauwhuid missing a bunch of manticores, but pretty much ruined his game. PhatE started out rough, losing his spotters and his catechins, but came back with those double manticores. Looks like he lost one of them though. Nice to see Kasrkins get a run out. Didn't see them do much though, and these Nob squad really did very little for home. Thanks for watching guys, I will see you next time.